sit down here all by yourself tonight? They're just not letting you be part of the team? Same as always. If for whatever reason something doesn't come up, get one of those guys to take care of it for you, all right?
let's play game number 2 here on the Pacers Sports Network. Darren Vaught with you at the Herman Athletic Center on the campus of William Peace University in downtown Raleigh, North Carolina, where it'll be North Carolina Wesleyan, the Bishops, on the road to face your William Peace University Pacers. William Peace 13-9 on the season, 9-5 in USA South Conference play. The women 9-2 here on their home floor at the Herm, and winners of 8 of their last 11. NC Wesleyan not going to be an easy foe, as it's 10 wins, 13 losses on the season for Wesleyan. 8-6 in conference play. But the Pacers looking to lock up a first-round home game for the USA South Conference tournament next week. Actually, it would be, since becoming members of the USA South, the first time a tournament game has been hosted here at the Herm in Raleigh. Pacers in their all-whites with black and gray trim. Wesleyan in their all-grays with special pink lettering for breast cancer awareness. And at midcourt to tip things up, Wesley Young, the senior forward for North Carolina Wesleyan, tips it into the other side of the floor, where it's pulled in by the Pacers' Michaela Ray. Outlet to Shania Springer to get things started offensively for William Peace, which operates from my right to left. Pass over to the right wing. Khadijah Daniels waves it around. Drives right side, has it knocked away and stolen by Deja Davis, the senior guard. Hands off on the right wing on the other side. A bounce pass up top. Jeremiah Baker gives to the left side. Three-point shot attempt is off the back of the iron from Kayla Johnson, the Bishop's leading scorer. Rebound to the Pacers. Daniels all the way to the other end of the floor with a left-handed layup to get things started. 2-0, William Peace with the lead. About 40 seconds in. 9:15 and counting on the clock here in the first quarter. Right wing, back up top now to Jeremiah Baker. Dribbles to her right, hands at the elbow to Nadia Holly, the senior. Gets into the lane and takes one step too many as she tried to pivot in the lane. Traveling violation gives it back to the Pacers. Menage Mariette in on the inbound pass. Full court pressure from the Bishops. Inbound goes to Springer against Davis. She clears midcourt. Springer dribbles to the right wing, hands to Khadijah Daniels. 22 points for Daniels in the win against Mary Baldwin the last time out for William Peace. Daniels picks up her dribble, floats it underneath to Ballin, who catches and banks it in for 2. Mariah Ballin gets her first bucket of the afternoon, and it's 4-0 of the night, I should say. Nearly 8 o'clock at the time of tip for this one. Long-winded men's game prior to this, as William Peace got the win 120-108 over Pfeiffer from the left wing. Dribbles into the lane, and a floater delivered by Jeremiah Baker rips the bottom of the net to get the Bishops on the board for the first time tonight. 4-2, William Peace with a 2-point lead. Springer, stutter step to the right side, gives to Khadijah Daniels, a bounce underneath. Michaela Ray spins, puts it up, and airballs it over top of the rim, and the rebound goes down to Wesleyan. Johnson crosses up once she gets inside the perimeter. Stolen away by Mariette. Pass forwarded. Daniels spins in the lane, tosses up a lefty layup, and it's short off the near side of the backboard. Rebound pulled in by Wesleyan. Penetration, kicked out to the left wing. Three-point shot attempt off the far side of the rim by Nadia Holly, but the rebound goes down to Wesleyan, as it's Wesley Young with the putback from the right side off the window to make it 4-4 with 7:30 to play in the first quarter. Springer across midcourt, directing traffic against Davis, gives to the left. Mariette on the wing, looking underneath for Michaela Ray. Instead finds her at the top of the key, now to the left corner. Springer drives, spins at the baseline, gives to Ballin from 10 feet out and falling away. She hits the jumper. 4 points for Mariah Ballin, and it's 6-4. William Peace, 7 minutes left in the first. Deja Davis running the offense from the right wing against Daniels. Chest pass up top to Baker. Driving right side, Baker alters her shot. Around a defender, puts it off the near side of the rim, and the rebound goes down to William Peace. Daniels tried to clear a pass forward to Shania Springer, but overthrows her, and it's reeled back in by Wesleyan. So Davis walks it up the floor into the midcourt logo. High screen, drives right side. Davis kicks to the left. Penetration, knocked away and stolen away as Nadia Holly had it taken away by Michaela Ray. 3-on-1, Ray gives to the left. Daniels' layup, too strong off the near side of the rim. Board down, Davis forwards it all the way up to Baker, whose floater in the lane. She stepped between defenders and tossed it up with her right. It was off the back of the rim and rebounded by Springer. So Pacers now with it with 6:05 to play. Springer has it knocked away. Baker comes away with the steal. Alone with Springer and tosses it in from the right side off the window. 6-all. 5:50 to play in the first as Springer crosses midcourt. Dribbles to the right, hands off to Mariette, who centers herself up with the offense. Bounce pass to the right side. Ballin catches and gives to Shania Springer. Lost her defender and falling away against the body of Wesley Young. No foul call. Young was straight up. The miss and the pass all the way down to the other side. Jeremiah Baker able to lay it in with her right. 8-6, a 2-point lead for North Carolina Wesleyan. And Khadijah Daniels enters the front court and commits an offensive foul. Waved off a defender with her offhand as she was dribbling down the floor. And it gives it back to North Carolina Wesleyan, who's going to send in a host of substitutions, all 5 being replaced, as a matter of fact, as it'll be Kiora Taylor, Giovanna Jones, Sydney Nichols, Carisha Leonard, and Arian Walter. Taylor, cross up, top of the key, steps inside the three-point line, puts up the 17-footer. It rattles in and out. Rebound and putback attempt, no good. Good defense by Mariah Ballin, and it's pulled in by Daniels, who pulls up from 15 feet in transition. Might have had it blocked from behind. It sails under the rim and is pulled back in by Kiora Taylor. Pass underneath the basket for Wesleyan, stolen away by Mariah Ballin. And an outlet pass to Shania Springer will slow things down with 4:45 left in the first. Springer, a high screen from Ray. Tries to hand off to Daniels, who's double-teamed on the right wing. She finally is bailed out by Springer on that same side. Springer drives, kicks to the top of the key. Ballin fires up from 12 feet this time, and it rolls in. 6 points for her of William Peace's 8, and that's where it's tied with 4:20 to play in the first. Kiora Taylor, the sophomore, gives right side. One dribble inside the three-point line and a shot by Giovanna Jones off the back of the iron. Rebound pulled in by Wesleyan, and back up top to Sydney Nichols. She gets a screen against Mariette, kicks it left side. Taylor's three, rattles in and out, but the rebound down to Leonard. So back to midcourt, and Taylor will reset the offense. Dribbles to the right against Springer. Gives up top, step back three from Sydney Nichols is off the left side of the rim and pulled in by Khadijah Daniels for her third rebound down the near sideline. Daniels gives to the left side. Shania Springer yet to put it on the floor. She does there before, or after rather, calling out some directions. Dribbles to the right side of the perimeter. Gets a screen. Pivots at the block and gives to the top of the key. Mariette, nothing doing. Back up top. Springer for three. It rolls in. She heaved it up with 4 seconds on the shot clock, and that makes it 11-8, a three-point advantage for William Peace with 3:09 left in the first. Taylor to the right side. Back up top, and they zip it around to Jones, and then Taylor again in the corner. Floats a pass up. It's tipped by Ballin, received by Ray. Forwarded pass to Mariette that was briefly knocked away, but she gets it to Shania Springer, and they're going to reset the offense, but momentum carrying Carisha Leonard into the front court causes a foul against Shania Springer, the ball handler. Couple of substitutions for William Peace as Daniels and Mariette leave the floor. Shania Taylor, who's on the inbound pass, gives to the left wing. Springer catches, shoots, and makes the three to make it 14-8. Springer deceptively walked back toward the bench as if to lead the defense to believe that she was one of the players being subbed out, and then trailing was open for the three. On the other end, miss on the baseline, rebounded by Michaela Ray, and she's fouled immediately as she pulls it in by Arian Walter, who just checked in for North Carolina Wesleyan. That's her first, team second for the Bishops. And now Shania Taylor and Springer bring it up the floor. Springer handling the ball against Kiora Taylor. Hands off on the left wing. Shania Taylor, and a defensive switch for Wesleyan. Taylor bounces on a backdoor cut. Lanisha Hawkins floats it up from 8 feet on the right block, and it rolls in for two. 16-8, an 8-point advantage with 2 minutes left in the first for William Peace. Taylor handling the ball for Wesleyan. Dribbles to the left wing, picks up, gives top of the key to Walter, who traveled before she put it on the floor. Gives it back to William Peace. Starters back in for Wesleyan as 5 substitutions re-enter. That's Johnson, Holly, Baker, Davis, and Young. And they'll apply full court pressure on the Pacers. Inbound pass from Taylor to Lanisha Hawkins, who puts it on the floor and will make it all the way into the front court herself. Picks up at the right wing, gives back toward midcourt. Taylor hands off to Springer. Another handoff on the right wing. Hawkins dribbles inside the three-point line, has her shot blocked by Young, and it's pulled in by Wesleyan. One pass on the front court inside to Young, and she has it batted away. Last touched out of bounds by Lanisha Hawkins. 16-8, 8-point advantage for William Peace with 1:27 left in the first. Jeremiah Baker, the senior, in the near corner on the inbound pass. Gives to Davis, cutting baseline. She pulls up from the left side. High bounce off the back of the rim, and it's pulled in by Mariah Ballin. Overhanded pass into the far corner. Gets it into the front court. Taylor, no look underneath, looking for Mariah Ballin, but off the fingertips and out of bounds. Last touched by Ballin, the junior. And it gives it back to Wesleyan with 1:10 left in the first. 16-8 Pacers lead. Bishop swinging around to the right side. Baker dribbles out of the corner, pulls up at the right elbow after a crossover, puts it off the back of the iron, and the rebound pulled in by Wesleyan. Holly, crossover, gives on the opposite block, and the jumper is short from Young. Ray the rebound. Here come the Pacers. She takes it all the way herself. Layup is off the backboard, then the front of the rim, and trying to save it from going out of bounds. Hawkins last to touch it as it gives it back to North Carolina Wesleyan with 43 seconds left in the first. 16-8 the count in favor of William Peace. Davis and Holly bring it up the floor. Davis handling, gets a high screen, defended by Sophia Church, who just checked in. Maya Johnson as well into the game for the Pacers. Young on the left block against Ray, falling away, short on the layup attempt, and it goes back to William Peace. Hawkins into the front court, bounces it underneath, intended for Ray, but Young was trying to catch up with her assignment in Michaela Ray, the Pacers' leading scorer. And it's off of her foot. Kicked ball violation, gives it back to the Pacers underneath their own basket. Shania Taylor on the inbound, gives to Johnson on the right wing. Maya Johnson hands right back to Taylor, who dribbles toward midcourt to reset the O. 12 seconds left in the first quarter. 8-point lead for the Pacers. Taylor dribbling through her legs once, twice, goes to the left side, dumps it underneath. Hawkins mishandles the pass. It's stolen by Young. 1 on the clock. Davis heaves it up from midcourt, and it's just off the front of the rim. Almost had a prayer fall through at the end of the first stanza. And it's 16-8 in favor of William Peace through 1 here at the Herm. We'll recount another 10 minutes for the second period and resume action here in just a moment here on the Pacers Sports Network. of the second quarter here at the Herm. 16-8, William Peace with the lead over North Carolina Wesleyan, looking to clinch a home USA South Conference game for next week. As the Bishops inbound it from the far sideline right at midcourt. That second unit in the game. As a pass to Giovanna Jones on the left wing, goes back up top, then to Jones again, defended by Johnson. Zips it over to the opposite side. Sydney Nichols, left-handed dribble and gives underneath, then back to the top of the key. Missed jumper by Arian Walter off the back of the iron. Pulled in by Lanisha Hawkins to Taylor. Back to Hawkins, but she wasn't ready for it. Bobbled and stolen away by North Carolina Wesleyan. In transition, they try a pass underneath. It's nearly stolen by Michaela Ray, but Leah Wright in the contest, or excuse me, that's Giovanna Jones again, catches the pass and eventually reels it in. But a jump ball forced to give it back to William Peace with 9:26 left in the second quarter. Khadijah Daniels on the receiving end of the inbound pass. Tripped up at midcourt, lost her handle, and it's stolen. Forward to Leonard, whose pass to block, from block to block, I should say, was knocked away out of bounds. Last touched by William Peace. And the Bishops will toss it in underneath their own basket with 9:18 left in the second quarter. Still 16-8, no score yet in this second quarter. To the left block, catch and shoot. Arian Walter buries it from about 10 feet out to make it 16-10. Daniels on the inbound pass, finds Sophia Church, back to Daniels on the far sideline, and she gets across midcourt. Pacers with 9 minutes until halftime, leading by 6. Daniels dribbles to the right. She's defended by Walter. Bounces on the wing to Sophia Church. Quick shot to the elbow to Michaela Ray, who weaves underneath her defender and banks it in for two on the right side. Carissa Leonard couldn't keep up. 18-10. Layup attempt on the other side as Kiora Taylor had a full head of steam and made her way into the paint, tossing up the right-handed layup and drawing a foul from Michaela Ray. So Taylor will go to the free throw line to shoot two. First free throws of the evening, as Taylor, the sophomore, shoots 43% from the stripe. She's got 5.2 points per game this season. Her first is in, and she's on the board with 1 point, making it 18-11. Kinesia Tripp into the game for the first time today in place of Carissa Leonard. Taylor's second is up and in. 2 points for her, and it's within 6, 18-12. Maya Johnson on the inbound pass for the Pacers with 8:39 left in the second. Church and Daniels break away from each other. Church catches in the near corner and has her pass knocked right back in her direction and out of bounds at the corner. So the Pacers retain possession. Johnson again on the inbound. Good full court pressure by Wesleyan as the bounce goes into Sophia Church. She's trapped in the corner. Bounces it off of her defender. A whistle blown. And instead of a violation with regard to time, it's a 30-second timeout called by Graham Smith in his first season in charge of the William Peace women's basketball team. He's got them rolling 9-5 in USA South Conference play. They've won 8 of their last 11 games. And the last time they played North Carolina Wesleyan, it was in Rocky Mount, and the Pacers came away the victors. They had a big lead, but gave up 30 points in the fourth quarter to make it close. 69-65 was the final score there. Michaela Ray ended up with 14 points, 8 rebounds, was a perfect 8 of 8 from the stripe. Eva Holloway, who's not playing in tonight's game, had 14 points as well for the Pacers. Johnson on the inbound pass. It's tipped up into the air. Last touched by Lanisha Hawkins. And out of bounds at the baseline, so it goes back to North Carolina Wesleyan. The Pacers having a fit with this full court pressure. 18-12, 6-point Pacers lead, and Shania Springer checks back into the contest. She'll grab Sophia Church. as the inbound pass will be delivered for North Carolina Wesleyan to the right wing. Taylor drives against Springer, sends a shot well over the rim, but it's pulled in by Wesleyan. Back to the right wing. Walter fires it up short on the long two. Rebound goes down to the Pacers, but it's poked away and stolen. Pass underneath. Tossed up the layup attempt by Kenesha Tripp. It's off the near side of the rim and pulled in by Kenesha Daniels. And Tripp with the foul, the sophomore of Edenton, North Carolina, allows the Pacers to regain themselves. Inbound pass from Daniels to Springer. Crossover, lost her handle. Pass underneath to the opposite block and an easy layup for Kiora Taylor. The Pacers have barely made it across the timeline against this press. That time, far sideline. Springer bolts right by it and bounces it to the block where Mariah Ballin gets an easy bucket. She has 8 points, and it's 20-14. Taylor does something similar without the pass and has a walkway layup on the other side for Wesleyan. Crossover from Maya Johnson at midcourt. She's now in the left corner. Chest pass, back up top. Shania Springer penetrates into the lane. Bounce underneath to the left block. Mariah Ballin banks it in. 10 points for Ballin. Already in double figures, it's 22-16. 7:20 left in the second quarter, and a foul on the floor as Kiora Taylor was trying to keep the up-tempo pace. Is fouled by Shania Springer. And the Bishops will retain possession underneath their own basket, so I'm not sure why Kenesha Daniels is lined up as if she's inbounding it. She receives an explanation from the official and will now be on defense. Jeremiah Baker in to trigger in the pass. Wesley Young in the right corner. Catches and gives up top to Deja Davis. Back to Baker on the left wing. She gives back up top to Davis against Daniels. Crossover from right to left to Baker. Left corner three. Skips over the cylinder. Rebound pulled in by Menage Mariette, and the Pacers have it. To center court. A pass to Shania Springer against Baker. Springer dribbling right. 22-16. 6-point lead for the Pacers. Just under 7 to play in the first half. Handoff on the left wing. Mariette has it ripped away and stolen. It's Baker again. Pass forwarded to Young. One dribble. The pass to the left and a layup attempt by Holly is off the near side. Pulled in for just a second by William Peace, but then poked away and out of bounds at the baseline. Last touched by Wesleyan. And it goes back to the Pacers with 6:42 to play in the second quarter. 22-16, inbound pass, stolen. Baker floats it up from the right block, and it's in to bring it within 4. 22-18, Jeremiah Baker, the steal and 8 points on the night. Springer goes coast to coast, misses the layup. It's off the near side of the rim. Baker boards it. Puts up a strong shot on the other side, but too strong as it's over the near side of the rim after hitting the backboard. Ray the rebound to Mariette, and the Pacers on the other side of the floor. Mariette a bounce pass to the left block. Ray bodying her way underneath, can't get the layup to fall. It sails over the rim and is rebounded by Wesleyan. Quick outlet to Davis. In the lane on the other side. Puts it up and airballs the floater. Ray comes away with it. And she's back in the corner trying to get a pass off, but Jeremiah Baker a little aggressive with the help defense. She was the second defender. So Baker commits the foul. Her first, team first of the second quarter on Wesleyan. Springer receives the inbound pass and will walk it up the floor against Jeremiah Baker. Crosses the timeline, gives left wing to Daniels. Back up top, Ballin. Catches, holding it high above her head, surveys the scene and gives right side of the perimeter to Daniels. Pro hop to the block, Daniels pivots and floats it up off the high glass to lay it in for 2. 24-18, Daniels has 4, and it's a 6-point Pacers lead. 5:25 left until halftime. Davis on the left wing for Wesleyan. Gives up top, Johnson, crossover, fires up a 3. And it rips the bottom of the net. The sophomore with her first bucket. And the ruling, she had her foot on the line, so it's just a long 2, 24-20. Mariette from coast to coast after the inbound pass. Misses the lefty layup. Rebound goes down to Young. Davis forwards it. And a foul on a layup attempt by Nadia Hawley. The senior will get a couple of free throws for Wesleyan with 4:59 on the clock here in the second quarter. Hawley 0 for 3 from the field so far, yet to score. But we'll get a couple of free throws here, as she's a 77% shooter on the season. The best free throw shooter, actually, on Wesleyan's team, as she delivers on the first. And Hawley with her second of 2 oncoming. Buries that one, nothing but net, and it's 24-22. Just a one-score game. 4:59 left in the second. Inbound pass goes to the far corner. Shania Springer can't reel it in. She stepped out of bounds just in front of her own team's bench. William Peace is going to have to figure something out regarding this full court press. Inbound for Wesleyan. Goes underneath. Young has it knocked away by Mila Barnes. Springer in transition, floats it forward, intended for Barnes. And it sails out of bounds at the baseline for what is William Peace's 14th turnover already. Right around 5 minutes until halftime. Jones and Taylor in the backcourt to bring it up for Wesleyan. 4:51 left in the second quarter. 24-22 lead for William Peace. As Nadia Hawley checks out. Taylor across the timeline against Springer. Gives to Nichols, top of the circle, back out to Taylor, driving in the lane. And is held up as she tried to dish it to the right side. Foul called against William Peace. It's on Mila Barnes. The freshman charged with her first, team fourth of the second quarter with 4.5 until halftime. Pass to Nichols in the right corner. Jab step, fires up a 3, and it's stuck between the rim and the backboard. So a whistle blown, stoppage in play. So another ball can be retrieved in order for that ball to be dislodged. Clock stops at 4:26. 24-22 after a couple of tries. The toss up toward the stuck ball, successful. And an inbound pass underneath their own basket for North Carolina Wesleyan because of the jump ball. Inbound pass goes to Taylor, right corner. Fires one up from 15 feet, falling away. It's off the front of the rim and pulled in by Tripp. Back out to the perimeter, and a whistle off the ball. 3 seconds in the lane. Turns it back over to William Peace. 4:15 left in the second. Still a 2-point lead. Pass to the near corner. Shania Springer has it knocked away and out of bounds. Last touched by her defender, Sydney Nichols of Wesleyan. Pacers will re-rack the inbound, but this time Mariette has to stay put. And she's in front of her team's bench at the near sideline, well down in the corner. Bounces it to Shania Springer, sprinting. Tosses it forward to Daniels as they break the press. Daniels holds up at the perimeter and will reset the offense. Calling for a screen, dribbles to the left side, driving baseline now. Floats it up with her right. Has it knocked back toward her, and a foul called against the primary defender, Giovanna Jones. On the shot, so Daniels will go to the line to shoot 2. As we're just under 4 minutes to play in the first half of action. 24-22, William Peace with the lead. Jones's first is the team third on Wesleyan here in the second quarter. Daniels, a couple of dribbles and sends up her first free throw. It rolls in. That's the first free throw attempt for William Peace this evening. So 1 for 1. Daniels has 5 points, her second off the back of the rim, but pulled in a high rebound by Mariah Ballin. Floats it up to the perimeter toward Mariette off of her hands and reeled in by Springer. All the momentum in the world but defense was reset by the time she got down toward the basket, and she pulls back out toward midcourt. To the right of the perimeter. Step back, gives back to Daniels outside the three-point line. Pump fake. Daniels dribbles to her left, gives back up top to Springer. 2 dribbles, falling away from the elbow, buries the shot, nothing but net with 3 on the shot clock to make it 27-22. Taylor sprints to the other side of the floor, gives up to Jones. 3-point shot rattles in and out, and the rebound goes down in the near corner to Shania Springer. To the other side, Daniels catches the pass, tries to penetrate, but instead dribbles back toward midcourt to call a play with 3:05 left in the second. Hands off to Mariette on the right side. To Ballin left and back to Mila Barnes toward the midcourt logo. Barnes dribbles with her left through the lane, puts it up off the backboard, and it's off the near side of the rim. Rebound goes down to Mariah Ballin. And a foul called against Wesleyan as Ballin reels in the board. It's a push on Kenesia Tripp, the sophomore. Her second personal. 4th team foul. Inbound goes toward midcourt. Reeled in by Mariette and a handoff to Daniels to reset the offense. 2:45 left in the half. 5 substitutions on the way as starters will re-enter for Wesleyan. Ball in an overhead pass, top of the circle to Mariette, who drives right side and gets the righty layup to go underneath 2 defenders. Taylor and Leonard were both there. Pass for Wesleyan, down to the corner, falling to her back, bounce passed underneath by Nichols. And the shot attempt by Leonard is knocked away out of bounds, last touched by Wesleyan to give it back to the Pacers. Starters back in for Wesleyan. Johnson, Holly, Baker, Davis, and Young re-enter the contest for full court press against the Pacers. Maya Johnson will grab Shania Springer and give her a quick breather. Springer, 3 of 5 from the field, 2 of 2 from deep, has 8 points. To the near corner, Daniels bobbles it but reels it back in and hands off to Mariette, who sprints down the other side of the floor. Picks up her dribble inside the 3-point line. Overheads, top of the circle to Maya Johnson. Through the legs, no look, pass underneath, but Mariette too strong on the rebound. Or on the layup attempt, excuse me. Wesley Young on the rebound, fouled immediately by Mariette. And 2 shots on the way for Young, because that's team foul number 5 on William Peace. First personal on Mariette as the clock stops at 2:05 in the second quarter. Young, 2 points, 5 rebounds so far in her 10 minutes of action. First free throw on the way, hits the front of the rim, rolls back, and then off the front side yet again. The senior forward, nearly 6 points per game, just a 40% free throw shooter. Sends up her second. Lefty, and it rattles in and out. Ball in the rebound. Outlet, far sideline. Daniels bringing the tempo, bounces it underneath, and it's off the foot of Wesley Young to give it back to William Peace at the sideline, just in front of the Wesleyan bench. Under 2 minutes to play in the second quarter now. 1:56 on the clock, 29-22, Pacers lead. Inbounds, bounced by Daniels to Hawkins, and Daniels runs toward her and receives the handoff. Puts it on the floor against Johnson, dribbling right, crosses from right to left. Picks up her dribble, sneaks a pass to the elbow. Ballin falling away from 12 feet. Puts it off the far side of the rim, but Hawkins there with the rebound. New shot clock for the Pacers. Hand off to a cutting Daniels, and she loses her handle. The dribble was out in front of her. It goes out of bounds at the baseline to give it back to Wesleyan with 1:32 until halftime. 7-point Pacers lead. Deja Davis across midcourt. Hands off to Johnson on the right wing. High screen from Young. Pulls up for 3. Rattles off the left side, and the rebound pulled in by Mariah Ballin, who is fouled right away by Young. Ballin will get a couple of free throws on the other side. That's team foul number 5 on North Carolina Wesleyan. First personal against Young with 1:19 until halftime. Ball into the stripe. Sends up her first. It thuds off the right side of the rim. She's a 71% free throw shooter. That was her first attempt of the night. So now 0 for 1 from the stripe. Second is up and in, nothing but net. 30-22 the score. Pass to Ariane Taylor. She penetrates, puts up a finger roll from the right side. It's off the near side of the backboard. Barnes the rebound. Chest pass forward to Lanisha Hawkins. Floater off the back of the rim and rebounded by Davis. Her pass ahead to Taylor. Spin move, and Taylor double dribbled because she dribbled once to gain control of the ball and then put it on the floor again to advance toward the basket. So it gives it back to William Peace with right at a minute left in the quarter. Daniels across midcourt after they break the press. Gives right side. Check that. She's looking for a Hawkins handoff. Gets it that time on a second try. Hawkins steps back to the top of the circle. Daniels, 40 seconds left in the second quarter. Drives left side, two-handed layup. Rattles in and out. Hawkins smacks it to the left block. Right back into Daniels' hands where she lays it in. It just rolls in for two and the foul. So Daniels with a chance at a three-point play. With this free throw, she has 7. After that, her 4th rebound. 32-22, 10-point Pacers lead. The free throw sails through. 11-point difference, 30 seconds left in the half. Davis at the midcourt logo. Against Hawkins, dribbles to the left of the offense. Giving directions inside the three-point line, pulls up from the elbow. It rattles in and out. Mila Barnes, great positioning against Wesley Young. Gets the rebound and the outlet to Daniels. 10 to shoot until halftime. Daniels at the right wing, gets a high screen from Ballin. Dribbles to the left side and got ahead of herself. Lost her handle again as it's out of bounds at the baseline. Clock stops at 2.5. Wesleyan will have to go the length of the court. Davis picks up in the backcourt, chucks it up. Unable to get it that time. Not quite as close as it was at the end of the first quarter when she sent up a 3/4 of the court heave. It's off the right side of the backboard as time expires, and we go into the locker rooms with the Pacers ahead by 11, 33-22 at the half here at the Herm. Time for the third quarter here at the Herman Athletic Center. 33-22, an 11-point halftime lead for the women's basketball team of William Peace University, with North Carolina Wesleyan visiting in this USA South Conference bout. The Pacers trying to clinch the opportunity to host a USA South Conference tournament game, which would take place next week on Wednesday. And the Pacers now shooting at the basket to my right, inbound it from the far sideline. Starters back in. Lanisha Hawkins gives to Shania Springer with a handoff on the right wing. Daniels, high screen from Michaela Ray, cuts through the lane, kicks it back out, the long two, drilled by Hawkins, and it's 35-22. 9:40 to play in the third. North Carolina Wesleyan scoreless in the last 5 minutes of the first half. Baker drives from the left wing, puts up a floater in the lane off the near side of the rim, rebounded by Michaela Ray, and Jeremiah Baker there instantly to commit a foul against the Pacers. So an inbound pass, Wesleyan with full court pressure. Has caused some trouble at times for the Pacers, but it goes to Lanisha Hawkins, who dribbles across midcourt against Kayla Johnson, hands off to Springer, who gives back to Hawkins on the left wing. High screen to her right, Mariah Ballin sets it up for Hawkins, who steps inside the three-point line, puts up the long two. That time it jars out and is rebounded by Wesley Young. Full court pass heaved by Deja Davis after the outlet pass intended for Johnson at about the right wing, but it skips away in the far corner. Back to the Pacers it goes, a minute into the second half. Ballin catches, gives back to Daniels after the inbound. Daniels into the front court. Pulls up at the perimeter against Davis. Dribbles to the right. Again, Ballin on the screen. Daniels dribbles right around Wesley Young. Misses off the near side of the rim, but Ballin there, the rebound, and floats it up again for two. She has 13 points on 6 of 7 shooting. That was her 7th rebound as well. Mariah Ballin, an impressive night so far for William Peace. Catch and shoot after the high screen. Davis's three, or Johnson's three rather, rattles off the left side of the rim. Rebounded by the Pacers. Forward, Daniels bounces it opposite block to Mariah Ballin, and it's knocked away out of bounds. Last touch by Wesley Young of Wesleyan. So back to the Pacers goes possession underneath their own basket. 8:22 to play in the third. To the far corner, Daniels catches, 2 dribbles, gives in the left corner to Michaela Ray. Pump fake, drives, and an easy lane to the basket as Michaela Ray lays it in for 2. Just her 2nd bucket of the night. 4 points for her, but that goes with 6 rebounds as well. Davis, floater in the lane on the other side. Wesley Young, rebound, can't put it back. It's over the rim. Boarded, back out to Davis. Long 2 from the left wing. Off back iron and pulled in by Mariah Ballin. Overhanded pass to Daniels. Forward, pro hop in the lane, and she banks it in from the right, weaving her way around her defender, Davis, who was set up on the right block. 41-22. Hook shot missed as it thuds off the back of the rim on the other side. Missed by Nadia Hawley. Ray, the rebound, takes it herself and is tripped up in the lane, and an injury to Michaela Ray, as she is in a lot of pain as she hits the floor. The clock stops at 7 minutes, 31 seconds remaining. A 19 point Pacers lead, 41-22. Seven minutes, 31 seconds left in the third quarter. We'll pause here on the Pacers Sports Network. Play resumes as Michaela Ray was escorted off of the floor. And Menagia Mariette will go to the free throw line for William Peace. 7:31 remaining in the third quarter of action. 41-22 the lead for William Peace. As Mariette's first is up, it rolls off the front of the rim and over off the right side. Mariette 2 points. That was her first free throw of the evening. Second rips the bottom of the net and is good. Mariette, 85% free throw shooter on the season, hits 1 of 2 there. Easy look at the basket and a banked-in layup on the other side for Wesleyan. As Mariette catches the inbound pass, gives center court to Khadijah Daniels to the far side. Springer catches back out to Daniels at the perimeter. And Daniels dribbling toward midcourt. 7:03 remaining in the third quarter. Daniels driving right side of the lane, puts it up, and it's just off the far side of the rim. Quick laugh between Daniels and Kiora Taylor as the defense was pretty tight there. Taylor committing her second personal. Third team foul for Wesleyan as Daniels goes to the free throw line. And now teams going to the benches. 30-second timeout called by Wesleyan, as is indicated by the official, albeit tardily. 6:59 remaining in the third. 42-24. As the Pacers looking to advance to 10-5 in the conference. They have 9 wins in the USA South. They have 9 wins in home games here at the Herman Athletic Center. So they would reach the 10-win mark in both of those. As now following the timeout, Daniels will get a couple of free throws for William Peace. 74% shooter on the season. Daniels with 10 points already, 2 of 3 so far. Sends up her 4th of the night, and it's in. 11 points for her. It's 43-24. Pacers ahead with 7 minutes remaining in the third. Second of 2 free throws rattles through. 20-point Pacers lead. To the near sideline. Jones gives back up top. And Taylor will run the offense. Taps the top of her head. Drives left side against Springer. Taps a pass out to Nichols on the wing, who drives to the right side of the lane and skips it over the rim. Rebounded by Springer, who's going to take it all the way herself. Puts it up with the right and off the window for 2. 46-24 after the Springer layup gives her 10. Penetration kicked out to the right side to Giovanna Jones, catches and fires on a 15-foot jumper at the baseline. It rolls in and back to 20 points, the lead for the Pacers as Daniels traverses the length of the court via the near sideline and is fouled as she enters the front court. It's called against Sydney Nichols, the sophomore from Suffolk, Virginia, her first personal. 4th team foul in the third against Wesleyan. Mariette on the inbound pass goes up top to Daniels, who's defended by Nichols. High screen from Hawkins. Daniels pulls up from just inside the three-point line. It rolls in and out the jumper. Thought she had herself a make, but the rebound pulled in by Arian Walter. Outlet pass to Taylor on the far sideline, and a whistle blown as she approaches the perimeter. On the other end, foul called against Shania Springer of the Pacers. Her second, team first of the third quarter. Inbound pass on the way for North Carolina Wesleyan on the other side, who has missed each of its last 11 three-point shots. They're 0 of 11 on the game. Kick over to the left side, and a three-point shot up and good. Just as I say that, Sydney Nichols buries it to make it 46-29. 5.5 minutes left in the third. Springer on the right wing, passes to the left side. It's poked away, stolen in transition. Nichols puts up the layup and a foul called against Shania Springer trying to regain ground and execute a blocked shot. And 2 shots on the way now for Nichols as Springer commits her 3rd personal. Nichols 3 points on the day after that 3. Those were her first in 9 minutes of action. Her first of 2 free throws is up. Slams against the front of the rim and then off the left side as Springer checks out with those 3 fouls. Maya Johnson back into the contest for William Peace. Nichols is 2nd of 2 free throws, up and funnels through. 46-30, 16-point Pacers lead. 5:25 to play in the 3rd. Khadijah Daniels makes her way across midcourt against Nichols. Drives right side, gives to Mariette in the corner. Now another screen at the elbow from Hawkins. Mariette gives to Daniels on the right wing. She drives, baseline, banks it in for 2, and is hip checked in mid-air to draw the foul, and a chance at 3. Foul called against Nadia Holly and stops the clock at 5:09 to play in the 3rd. 48-30, and a chance for one more for William Peace. Daniels sends it up and buries it nothing but net. Khadijah Daniels now leading all scorers with 15, is 5 of 6 from the stripe. Pass underneath, knocked away, but a foul called as North Carolina Wesleyan has a pass. Nadia Holly on the layup attempt, fouled from behind by Lanisha Hawkins. Hawkins is first, 3rd team foul on William Peace, and Holly to the stripe to shoot a pair. She has 2 points on a couple of free throws already this evening as her first rips the bottom of the net to make it 49-31. 5:02 left in the 3rd. Holly with 3 points. Shoots 77% from the stripe on the season. 2nd rolls off the left side and then the right of the rim. Boarded on the block by Lanisha Hawkins. Outlet to Daniels. Into the front court. She's at the perimeter on the right side. Centers herself up. Gets a high screen at the top of the circle from Hawkins. Handoff to Mariette on the left wing. Dribbling with her right. One-handed bounce pass to the opposite wing. Hawkins was open if she wanted a 3, but a foul called on the pass against Arian Walter. Her 2nd. And in the bonus, Mariette will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 for William Peace. Mariette, an 85% shooter, buries the first, makes it 50-31 with 4:42 left in the quarter. Walter checks out. Jermiah Baker in for Wesleyan. Mariette's 2nd of 2. Hits the bottom of the net and makes it a 20-point game again. Jermiah Baker catches, steps back. Air ball on the long 2, but a board and a putback by Nadia Holly. The senior cleans it up to make it 51-33. Catch on the inbound pass and a traveling violation called against Khadijah Daniels. She faked the ball high up into the air before dribbling between 2 defenders. Inbound pass underneath their own basket. Wesleyan gets it to Taylor, bumped and then drives baseline on the left side to bank it in with her right. It makes it 51-35. Pass batted away again. Wesleyan the steal. 3-point shot put up from the left side. Holly's shot is off the mark. Rebounded by Daniels, sprinting all the way to the other side of the floor to Hawkins. A bounce pass to the right block, and she banks it in for 2. Wesleyan with a pass to the far sideline on the inbound, and coast to coast Taylor goes, receiving contact at the block, and is fouled by Khadijah Daniels. On the shot attempt, Daniels is 2nd, team 4th on William Peace with 3:54 left in the 3rd. Taylor's first, ricochets off the back of the rim and out. Taylor 8 points, now 2 for 3 from the stripe. Mila Barnes in for Menage Mariette for William Peace. Barnes a couple of strong rebounds against the larger Wesley Young of Wesleyan. Taylor second. Nothing but nylon. 53-36. Inbound pass goes to Lanisha Hawkins at the near sideline, just in front of the Wesleyan bench. She falls to the floor but is fouled. And Hawkins will go to the line to shoot 2 on the other side. Personal foul charged to Nadia Hawley. That's her second personal. Team well into the bonus at this point with just under 4 minutes left in the quarter. Hawkins, first of 2, is up and off the right side of the rim. She has 6 points, 6 rebounds so far. And is now 0 for 1 from the charity stripe. Just her 8th free throw attempt of the season. She's now 4 of 8 for an even 50%. Second, off back iron, misses, but a rebound by Ballin. Back out, Hawkins for 3, banks it in from the right wing. 20-point lead again, 56-36. Cross up, Holly drives baseline against Mila Barnes on the other side after a full court pass and a foul. Off of that is called against Lanisha Hawkins, her second personal. So Nadia Hawley will go to the line to shoot 2, but not until after a timeout on the floor called by William Peace. Full timeout with 3 minutes, 39 seconds remaining in the third period. 20-point Pacers lead, 56-36 here at the Herm. Third quarter, 3 minutes, 39 seconds left. And a 56-36 lead for William Peace as Nadia Hawley was fouled on the shot attempt and will go to the free throw line to shoot 2 for North Carolina Wesleyan. Hawley's first of 2 is true to make it 56-37, a 19-point lead for the Pacers. She's 4 for 5 from the stripe and now has 6 points, her second of 2. Drops in. 56-38. 7 points for Nadia Hawley. Inbound pass goes to Khadijah Daniels. 4 Wesleyan players in the backcourt and in the vicinity of the ball handler Khadijah Daniels. Foul called and the whistle blown. It's against Giovanna Jones, as that is her second personal. 3:35 left in the third quarter. And Khadijah Daniels shooting 2 on the other side for William Peace. Her first is up and rattles through. Daniels now with 16 points, 6 of 7 from the free throw line. And a 19-point Pacers lead, her second off the front side of the iron. And the rebound goes down to Wesleyan. Taylor into the front court, gets to the perimeter. They give to Johnson in the left corner. She dribbles back to the top of the circle and hands it to Taylor to run the offense. Floats pass to the left side. Johnson drives to the block and floats up a shot. Falling away, but somehow a foul called against Mariah Ballin. Lanisha Hawkins and Mila Barnes were in on the play. Ballin was on the other side of the floor. But the call is that it's Ballin's foul, a first personal for her. And Johnson, the leading scorer for North Carolina Wesleyan, goes to the free throw line to shoot 2. Her first. High arcing, hits the front of the rim and rolls off the right side. As Johnson, only 2 points on the evening in 16 minutes played. She averages almost 14 per game. Second of 2 free throws. Rolls through on the backside of the net. 57-39. 3:15 to play in the third. Inbound pass goes to Maya Johnson. Handoff back to Daniels. She lost her handle at midcourt. Stolen away. Handoff. Layup. Underhanded. Taylor banks it in and draws contact for the foul. Our Kiora Taylor will go to the free throw line to try to complete the 3-point play as Shania Springer checks back in and will replace Mila Barnes for the Pacers, who are 3 for 3 from 3-point range. Springer has hit 2 of those. Taylor 11 points, 3 for 4 from the stripe, make it 4 for 5 and 12 her total tally. Baker checks out. Deja Davis back in for Wesleyan as they continue to apply this full court pressure. Inbound goes to Maya Johnson. She gets it back to the inbounder, Daniels, who sprints down to the other side of the floor and bounces a pass from block to block intended for Hawkins. It's knocked away out of bounds. Pacers retain possession. Shania Springer on the inbound this time. To the right wing, Johnson catches, fires a 3. It's off the back of the rim, and a high rebound pulled in by Kayla Johnson, who carries it herself down the floor, entering the lane on the right side. Puts up a finger roll around the body of Mariah Ballin. And a couple of free throws on the way for Kayla Johnson. 2 consecutive fouls called against Ballin. That her second of the game. 2:52 left in the third. 57-42. Johnson's first of 2 hits the front of the rim and then rolls in. Maya Johnson checks out for William Peace, as does Lanisha Hawkins. Shania Taylor back into the contest. And Amy Hockaday, the freshman from Claypool, Arizona, enters for the first time tonight. Johnson's second, rolls through and makes it a 13-point game, 57-44. Springer on the inbound pass, tosses it up high for Ballin to go up and get, and receives the handoff. So Springer crosses midcourt to break the press. 20 on the shot clock, 2:40 to play in the third. Springer dribbles through her legs, gives left side. Daniels catches, surveying the scene. Not a lot of movement, so she dribbles to her left. Now to the right, gets a screen from Ballin. Pump fake, pivoting in the lane, and tosses it up to bank it in, but she must have moved her established foot just prior to the shot, because a traveling violation is the call, and it gives it back to Wesleyan. Basket no good. 2:20 left in the third. Wesleyan on a 6-0 run. Out, and a 3-point shot fired up and made by Giovanna Jones from the elbow. It's within 10, 57-47 with 2:05 left in the third. Shania Taylor dribbles behind her back and sprints into the front court against Kayla Johnson. Gives to the center of the court. Ballin swings it around to Daniels, and now back around to the other side. Taylor, step back at the top of the circle. Gives underneath. Ballin spinning away, has it blocked. It's on the floor. Hockaday is there for William Peace and rolls over to her back. Wesley Young there as well. They both got hands on it. Still no call. It is a jump ball indeed, and the possession arrow lies with North Carolina Wesleyan. Davis and Jones bring it up the floor for the Bishops. Davis handling, top of the circle. Gets a screen right, hands left side to Jones, who penetrates and puts it up with her right, banks it in from the left block. 57-49, 2 passes. Taylor with a head of steam enters the front court for William Peace. 1:15 left in the third, and gives back up top to Daniels. Handoff over on the left wing. Springer crosses from right to left. From the left side, puts it up with her right. Underhanded shot. It's off the bottom of the backboard and pulled back in by Wesleyan. Johnson on the other end. Left wing 3. Rattles off the far side. Springer with the rebound in stride. Moving into the other side of the floor. Overhead pass to Hockaday. Top of the key. She puts it off the front of the rim. Ball in, the rebound, and the putback is in. Ballin with 15 points, 10 rebounds, already has a double-double with 33 seconds remaining in the third. Johnson catches on the left wing, drives right by Shania Taylor, who was playing the other side as a tendency, and Johnson banks it in for 2 to bring it within 8. Daniels from coast to coast goes to the lane, puts it up on a layup attempt, but a jump ball forced by the defender Jones, as it stays with William Peace due to the possession arrow. 18.5 seconds left in the third quarter. 59-51, 8-point Pacers lead. Shania Taylor on the inbound pass underneath the Pacers' own basket. Heaves it up to the top of the circle. Daniels catches. Defended by Wesley Young, a bit of a mismatch. Post player and Young, 10 on the clock here in the third. Daniels crosses, drives left side, lost her handle as she puts it up in the air, and it's off the far side of the backboard. Rebound goes down to Wesleyan, and a pass forward, not caught before the clock hits 0. It was run down by Mariah Ballin. If anything, she might get credit for the steal as time expires in the third. And with 10 minutes of basketball remaining here at the Herm, Pacers lead at 59-51 over the visiting Bishops of North Carolina Wesleyan. Five for the Pacers exiting the timeout. Shania Springer, Shania Taylor, Khadijah Daniels, Mariah Ballin, and Amy Hockaday as they defend the inbound pass from the far sideline for North Carolina Wesleyan. Into Davis, running point guard for the Bishops. Gets a screen to the right side and to the left. She goes with the one on the left. Picks up her dribble at the block. Gives top of the key to Wesley Young, who tosses it up from 12 feet, and it rattles up and off the backboard and in. (59-53), just a 6-point contest. Shania Taylor into the front court, directing traffic. Looking right, finds Khadijah Daniels against Baker. Gives to the elbow. Hockaday back to the basket. One dribble and back out to Shania Taylor. One dribble and a three-point chucked up off the left side of the rim and rebounded by Wesley Young. Pass forwarded. Baker dribbles behind her back at the three-point line and gives it backward to Deja Davis. Taps the top of her head to set up a play. Dribbles to the right, gives to the corner. Baker, pump fake, crossover, tries to get baseline against Springer. Chucks up a layup attempt, and it just rolls off the near side. But a late whistle and a foul called, as it will go against Hockaday for her first personal, first team foul of the fourth quarter, right at a minute in. 59-53. Jeremiah Baker, the senior of Washington, D.C., to the free throw line. to shoot 2. Her first is up and rattles in. Baker's first free throw of the night successful. She now has 9. And looks to become the second Bishops player to get into double figures with this one. As she hits it, nothing but net. 10 for her, and a 4-point deficit for the Bishops. 59-55 Pacers lead. Taylor into the front court against Kayla Johnson. Gives left side. Daniels catches. Driving on Baker. Gets underneath the basket but puts it up off the bottom of the rim. Rebound. Pass forward. Johnson floats it up easily from the lane and banks it in to draw it within 2. 59-57 with 8.5 to play. Daniels catches the inbounds pass and gets into the front court to give it backward to Shania Springer to run the offense. Matched up by Deja Davis. Dribbles to the right side. 14 on the shot clock. Pass to the top of the circle. Daniels now moves over to the left wing against Baker. Dribbling around the perimeter, picks up at the top of the circle and bounces it underneath. Ballin fires up from just past the block with 3 on the shot clock. And a delayed whistle with a foul call associated with it on Johnson, as she was the primary defender on Ballin, who will go to the line to shoot 2. Johnson's first is the team first of the fourth with 8:03 remaining in the game. Ballin's first of 2. In. 60-57, now a 3-point Pacers lead. Lanisha Hawkins will give Amy Hockaday a breather. As Ballin looks to make her second of 2. 16 points, 10 rebounds for her now. Second is up and in as well. She's 3 of 4 from the stripe, 17 for Mariah Ballin. 2 passes all the way down the floor in the right corner. Johnson wide open for a 3. It rattles in and out. Ballin, of course, there for the rebound, her 11th of the night. And a foul against her as she pulled it in. Charged to Nadia Holly, and she wasn't credited with the rebound quite yet. So instead of shots on the other end, it'll be an inbound pass. Hawkins catches a pass from Daniels and sprints toward the basket, tossing it up for a layup attempt. She's fouled, and now Lanisha Hawkins will get a couple of free throws. 7 minutes, 49 seconds remaining. And the Pacers holding on to a 4-point lead. Hawkins' first of 2 free throws, drops in, nothing but net. 62-57, 7:49 to play. Holly checks out. Giovanna Jones back in for the Bishops. Second of 2 free throws for Ballin off back of the iron. But Jones on the rebound attempt puts it off of her own foot and out of bounds at the baseline. So now Shania Taylor sets up for an inbound pass. Breaks the play open. Nobody on that right side of the offense. Taylor forced to try and squeeze it in the middle, but it's stolen away by Kayla Johnson. In the middle of the floor, puts up the floater and is fouled at the top of the key. Puts it off the front side of the rim and out. And it's called against Lanisha Hawkins. Her third, team second of the fourth quarter with 7:40 to play. And Johnson goes to the free throw line to shoot 2. She's 3 of 4 on the night. Immediately buries the first. To give herself 10 points, she's one of 3 Bishops in double figures now. 4 of 5 from the line. Wesley Young comes out, replaced by Arian Walter, the junior from Brooksville, Florida. Second up, nothing but net for Johnson. It's within 3. Wesleyan on a 21-5 run in the last close to 6 minutes. Springer breaks the press, heaves it forward and wide open in the front court is Ballin, who gets an easy banked in shot for 2. 64-59. Taylor forcing the issue on the other side. Bumped as she put up the layup attempt, and it goes out of bounds but it was last touched by William Peace, so an inbound pass underneath their own basket for the Bishops. Taylor to trigger it in, 7:23 to play. Finds Davis on the left wing, crosses from right to left, puts up a left-handed jumper off the near side of the rim and into the arms of Khadijah Daniels. She'll take it herself and move from one side of the floor to the next against Davis. Bounces it right to Hawkins to the wing. Intended for Springer, and Taylor knocks it away, but committed a foul. A little too aggressive on the defense off the ball. And it stays with the Pacers with 7:03 to play, 64-59. Taylor's third personal, team fourth on Wesleyan. So one more and the Pacers will be shooting. Springer catches in the front court, dribbling at the right wing, drives, baseline, has it knocked away from behind, but she reels it back in and tosses it up to put it in for two. Jones had the block, but good follow and persistence by Shania Springer, gets the steal on the other end. Pacers don't have numbers, but Springer weaves her way through traffic, alters her shot, and plays it in with her right. 9-point lead for the Pacers. Mishandled in the front court, and it's out of bounds to give it back to the Pacers. Sydney Nichols caught the pass in stride, had Mariah Ballin camped out underneath the basket and lost her handle. It goes back to William Peace in a full timeout. Called by North Carolina Wesleyan. 6:27 to play here at the Herm. It's 68-59. William Peace leads. Huddles break, 6:27 left in the game. Inbound pass in the near corner. Some contention for it, and it's eventually knocked away out of bounds. Last touch by William Peace. Shania Springer in on the action there. Now Wesleyan on their own side of the floor, goes to the left wing. Deja Davis drives, kicks it back out to Jones. More penetration, and out to Cindy Nichols for the three-point shot attempt, which misses off the far side of the rim. And the rebound attempt mishandled by Hawkins of the Pacers. So again, North Carolina Wesleyan with a chance. Taylor, overhead bounce pass to the right wing. Davis crossover, drives from the left side of the lane, falling away, puts it off the near side of the rim, and a scramble for the rebound in the near corner. A jump ball as Hawkins was there for the Pacers and Jones was there for the Bishops. Possession arrow lies with William Peace, who will toss it in from in front of the North Carolina Wesleyan bench. Hawkins checks out for the Pacers. Back in comes Maya Johnson. Daniels on the inbound pass, can't move. In front of the bench, bounces it to Shania Springer, who clears the way. And the rest of the defense. Dribbles past midcourt against Deja Davis. Hands off at the Pacers logo to Shania Taylor. She dribbles right side, looking for Johnson, cutting baseline. Overthrown. Johnson just got a hand on it, but it was tipped away. Last touched by Davis. of Wesleyan, and out of bounds to give it back to William Peace. Davis, meanwhile, checks out of the contest. Jeremiah Baker back in for Wesleyan. Inbound from underneath their own basket, goes to the right corner for Peace. Maya Johnson, step back, pulls up, and it's off the far side of the rim. Just 4 was on the shot clock. Rebound goes down to Taylor, and she pushes the tempo all the way to the other side. Stop start. Drives the right side of the lane, a whistle blown as the Pacers steal it away. And a foul called on Arian Walter against Shania Taylor, who ultimately ended up with possession for William Peace. Walter's third personal is the 5th team foul, so Taylor gets 2 free throws on the other side of the floor. Pacers on a 6-0 run in the last 2 minutes or so, leading 68-59. Taylor's first free throw hits the back of the rim, then the very top of the backboard, and falls straight through the net. Nice bounce for the shooter. As it's 69-59, 5:38 remaining in the fourth. Taylor's second of 2. Ricochets off back of the iron. Johnson goes up and gets the offensive rebound, but the putback attempt is off the near side and rebounded by Walter. Outlet pass to Taylor on the far sideline. Crosses up on Taylor. Driving right side, waves it in the air. She makes her way through the lane. Misses the layup on the bottom of the rim, but a foul called against Shania Taylor, presumably. She was the on-ball defender. And the clock stops with 5:24 to play. It's Taylor's first personal, 3rd team foul on William Peace. The shooter, Kiora Taylor of Wesleyan, hits her first free throw, the second on the way. Rattles off the near side. Ballin comes away with the rebound. Outlet to the far sideline. Khadijah Daniels, beat up by Taylor. Gets into the front court for William Peace. High screen from Ballin. And Daniels drives right side, but a foul called against Taylor of Wesleyan to send Daniels to the free throw line to shoot 2 with 5:11 remaining, 69-60. Pacers ahead by 9. And a timeout called for Kiora Taylor. That's her 4th personal. And a timeout called by North Carolina Wesleyan. 69-60, 5:11 to play in the fourth. Khadijah Daniels to the free throw line, 69-60 lead for William Peace. 5 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. Daniels 6 of 8 from the stripe so far tonight, has 16 points, her first of 2. Jars off the far side of the rim and no good. So she's now 6 of 9 from the stripe, as she shoots about 75% for the season and sends up the second. It rips the bottom of the net to make it a 10-point lead once more, 70-60. Jeremiah Baker quickly dribbles into the paint, puts up a hard floater, and it bounces off the backboard, then the far side of the rim. Rebound goes down to the Pacers. Shania Taylor hands to Shania Springer, dribbles to the left wing, inside the three-point line, pulls up from 15 on the left, and it rolls in for 2, 72-60. Shania Springer with the jumper, gives her 16. Kayla Johnson drives after catching a pass from the left corner. Rebound long after the layup attempt goes to Springer. Quick touch pass ahead to Daniels, who gets the easy lay-in for 2. Wesleyan moving it down the floor. Traveling on the right wing as it was caught by Arian Walter. She went up to her tiptoes and just left the ground for a split second to induce that call. Back to the Pacers it goes. 14-point lead for William Peace. 4:24 to play. Inbound pass against full court pressure. Daniels gets it to Springer, back to Daniels at the center of the court. And she makes her way across the timeline. To the right wing, handoff to Shania Taylor. To the elbow now after one dribble. Ballin dribbles twice, moves to the left of the lane. Jab step in, waving it around, fires it up. Can't get the bank shot to go, but it's off the far side of the rim and pulled in at the three-point line by Ballin. Back out towards center court. And Taylor will reset the offense for William Peace. Hesitation, drives left side and lays it in with her left. Got right by her defender. And it's 76-60. Pacers ahead by 16. They've led by as many as 22. Johnson in the corner for Wesleyan. Kicks it back up top. Davis swings it around left side. Jeremiah Baker into the lane. Puts up a quick floater. And it's off the far side of the rim. Ballin with the rebound for William Peace. Her 14th of the night. And a timeout called as she was suffocated after pulling in the board. And a 30-second timeout rewarded to William Peace with 3 minutes, 14 seconds left in the contest. Pacers trying to go 2-0 on the day, including the men's victory over Pfeiffer University a bit earlier. 120-108 was the final. Yes, that was in regulation. A season high for the men's team. And a new school record for points in a single game. Tyson Sellers notched 34. He hit 7 3-pointers. That was just one off of the school record. Pacers ahead 16. Khadijah Daniels on the inbound pass. Heaves it down the floor. Ballin like a wide receiver. Catches it over her shoulder and banks it in with her right. 78-60, an 18-point Pacers lead. 3 minutes to play. Deja Davis picks up her dribble at the perimeter and glided toward the free throw line, lifting that back foot ever so gently, but it's enough for a traveling violation call. And another turnover to surrender possession to William Peace. 15th turnover for the Bishops. Johnson catches the inbound pass for William Peace. Goes forward. Springer to the left. Daniels bumped by Baker, but able to bank in the 2-point layup to make it a 20-point game. 80-60, 2:45 left. Holly from the left wing sends up a three. It's off the front of the rim. Again, Pacers moving it down the floor, and Mariah Ballin is bear hugged by Deja Davis as she tries a layup on the other side. Davis's second personal foul allows Mariah Ballin to shoot 2 more free throws. She's 3 of 4 from the stripe. Tied for the team lead in points with Khadijah Daniels at 21 as her first is up and off the back of the rim, no good. 14 rebounds for Ballin as well in this contest. Second of 2, hits the left side of the rim, sticks and falls right through. 71% on the season. Ballin goes 1 for 2 in that trip. Baker crosses over as she enters the front court, picks up, puts up the floater off the left side of the rim. Borden the putback there for Holly. 2 more for Wesleyan as the inbound pass is smacked away, courtesy of Jeremiah Baker. And it goes out of bounds at the near corner, so William Peace again on the inbound pass calls upon Khadijah Daniels. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left in the fourth quarter. 19-point Pacers lead. Into Shania Taylor. Doesn't really have a defender assigned to her and able to easily make her way into the front court for William Peace, breaking the press. Passes up top to Springer. Handoff on the right wing to Daniels. She tries to pass a floated pass underneath to Maya Johnson. It's knocked away, caught by Shania Springer, who pulls up from the free throw line, but it rolls in and out. Holly, after a full court pass, catches at the left block, and a foul called. She lost her handle. A foul called against Mariah Ballin, and the William Peace crowd disagrees. to say the least. 1:54 to play. And it's North Carolina Wesleyan's ball underneath their own basket. Sydney Nichols will toss it in as Baker checks out Kayla Johnson back into the contest. Inbound pass goes to the right corner. Taylor puts it up for a long two, and it rolls in off the front of the rim and then the backboard. 1:42 to play. And now a 17-point Pacers lead, 81-64. Springer catches the inbound pass, tosses it forward, and it's picked off by Taylor. Knocked away by Daniels, but right into Johnson's hands in the left corner. Her three rattles in and out, and it's knocked away on a rebound attempt to go back to the Pacers. Last touched by Giovanna Jones of Wesleyan. Daniels on the inbound pass with 1:28 to play. Bounces it to Shania Springer in stride. She makes her way across midcourt and holds up at the right wing against Johnson. Springer dribbles to the right side. Had a high screen there but calls it off. Khadijah Daniels makes her way to the right corner. Springer wasting time at midcourt. Hands off on the left to Shania Taylor, who dribbles to the right side. Step back on the right wing with 5 on the shot clock. Fires up a three, and it's off the far side of the cylinder. Rebound goes down to Wesleyan with less than a minute to play. 55-54, 53. Sydney Wright drives from the left wing, puts it up over top of the cylinder, and a rebound goes down to Maya Johnson. Deception as she faked a pass to Ballin in the lane, puts it up with the finger roll with her right, but it rolls off the back of the rim. Bounce pass on the other end. Taylor finds Wright for an easy left-handed layup to bring it within 15, 32 to play. Daniels dribbling up the floor. Beat everybody else, but put up the layup attempt off the bottom of the backboard. Rebounded by Nadia Holly. In transition, Wright for three from the left side. Off back iron, and it bounces high and out of bounds at the baseline, but was last touched by a William Peace player. Check that. North Carolina Wesleyan will have full court pressure, so Pacers ball with 15 seconds left. Inbound pass goes to the corner. Springer gives it back to center court to Daniels. Forwarded pass to Springer. And a lot of reaching and grabbing by North Carolina Wesleyan finally results in a foul call against Taylor as the clock stops at 6.6 seconds in the fourth quarter. This one's in the bag, 15 points. It's 5 fouls on Taylor now. She's disqualified and will be replaced by Deja Davis for these remaining seconds. Shania Springer with a couple of free throws. She's yet to attempt a foul shot so far tonight. Shoots about 67%, hitting right at 2/3 of her shots as her first of two is off the back of the iron and no good. Still a 15-point lead for William Peace, 81-66. Taylor with her second of two after several low dribbles. And a spin on her fingertips. Again long. Off the hands of Nadia Holly and pulled back in by Springer. She dribbles around the perimeter and runs the clock out for the William Peace victory. They'll host a USA South Conference tournament game next week on a Wednesday here at the Herm after an 81-66 win over North Carolina Wesleyan. They complete the season sweep. They won that one 69-65 when it was in Rocky Mount. This one by the final score of 81-66. Now 14 wins, 9 losses on the season for William Peace. 10-5 in conference play and 10-2 in home games. Again, the final score, William Peace 81, North Carolina Wesleyan 66 from the Herm.